Now, at the time of making this video, Central C has a few days left. Now, I'm going to talk about this in two ways, numbers-wise and quality-wise. So let's start off with the numbers first. Central C is a global artist, yeah, he's an international artist. That's a fact. So he's going to do crazy streams without a doubt. So for this, I'm just going to focus on the US charts and the UK charts because those are the two that Central C and his team care about the most, especially the US market. Now for the UK charts, these are the top 5 first week sales for UK rappers. Tiny Temper with 85k first week, then Dave with 74k first week, and then Stormzy with 68k, and then Stormzy again with 40,000, and then Central C with 29k. Now for any American watcher right now, I know these numbers seem low, but in reality they're not. So America is like 5 times bigger than the UK. So when you see these numbers, just times it by 5. So Tiny Temper's 85k would be 425k first week in the US. Dave's would be 370k first week. And Stormzy's would be 342k first week, and so on. So these men are pushing numbers. Now where can Central C's debut album place on this list? I think maybe between 85 to 100k first week in the UK. Facts. I honestly think he could beat Tiny's record because Central C's the biggest UK rapper we've ever seen right now. If he goes crazy on the bundles, that would be the most important thing he does because he's most definitely not going to get it from streams alone. 100% he's going number one. He'll do 85 to 100k. He's not flopping numbers wise, bro. Trust me. Now in the US it's kind of different. Central's top 5 listeners on Spotify are not from America at all. So I do believe we've kind of overinflated the amount of listeners that he has in America. Now I'm not saying that he doesn't have any fans in America. He most definitely does. But it just doesn't seem as big or widespread as we may think it is. There's a reason he continues to do so many marketing gimmicks throughout the last year or two. And that's of course to attract the American audience and just keep his name in their mouths. Now you've got 3 things when it comes to music, yeah? Listeners, audience, and fans. Cench has got way more listeners than fans or audience in America. Now once again, I'm not saying he doesn't have any fans there. He most definitely has got fans, but he just has way more listeners, and listeners are not fans. There's a huge difference. Now Sprinter was probably a super viral track, yeah? It blew up on TikTok and everything, and it's got millions of streams. Even Kim Kardashian made TikToks to it, yet it still did not chart once on the Billboard 200 chart. With how insane and viral that track was, it still did not chart in America. Ask any American what UK rapper do they know, they'll definitely say, yo, Central C. Ask them what their favourite Central C song is, and they'll probably say Band for Band or Doja. Maybe even Sprinter. Then ask them, yo, do you listen to him like that? Do you listen to his projects? They'll probably be like, no. Or, no, not really. And here lies the issue. Central C has utilised TikTok a bit too much. Of course it's marketing and you need it. But I think Cench and his team have relied on it heavy to where he's only getting listeners from America and not a fan base. When it comes to TikTok for Europe, he's good, like he's calm. But for America, it's just different. He's only gaining listeners from it. TikTok is a short form content platform, yeah? Now it can give you short-term marketing, but only a short-term outcome. If they find you from TikTok, that basically means potentially their attention span is fried and they're only there for you because of a catchy hook or some sort of quotable from a song. That's it. It doesn't really help sustain a major fan base like that. Maybe for a few artists, but not a lot. A lot of listeners, but not much fans. I think he's got a niche fan base when it comes to America. A niche fan base in America. And some of them, they're cool with listening to the British accent, rapping and singing on songs and stuff like that. Now, if his team overloads on bundles, he's going to do crazy numbers. I think he's the most popular he's ever been right now. He's at his absolute peak. I don't think he can get any bigger than this. Pause. I think he's reached a ceiling in terms of visibility and popularity. I don't think there's much more he can do or he really needs to do to gain more of an audience and fan base. I truly believe this is it. And I don't mean this in a hating way at all, bro. Like, I really don't. But I truly believe we are witnessing his peak right now. So if he does the bundles, which obviously he'll do, I think he can go number one and probably sell between 40 to 90k first week. I truly believe he can do that. I don't know if he'll do less than 40k. I think 40k and above he can definitely do. So 40 to 90k first week. So 85 to 100k in the UK and 40k to 90k in the US. Now let's talk about if the album will flop quality wise. Everything Central's dropped since 2020 has been leading up to this moment. That's a fact. But he's been rapping about the same things since 2020. He's given us the same flows, the same bars. Not much has really changed in 5 years. Now what I've noticed with Cench is that he focuses more on marketing and streams than substance. He reminds me more of a Lil Baby. He gives you that luxury roadman type rap. A lot of his music nowadays is just sounding the same. Now I say this to say that I am a little worried for the album. I want to bring up a tweet by Mimi the blogger that went viral and had to get quite a bit of hate for it for no reason because people just couldn't understand what she meant. I don't want to sound harsh, but I hope Cench knows it's make or break with his debut album, by the way. No pressure at all, but this is the moment. And she's absolutely right. This isn't just another mixtape or EP. An album is the most definitive moment in an artist's career, especially their debut album. Like I said before, Central Cee is bigger than he's ever been right now. Pause. He's not gonna get any bigger than this. He's reached a ceiling in terms of popularity. So if this album doesn't deliver in terms of quality wise, and I mean production, lyrically, like the bars, the sequencing of the album, if people don't really vibe with it like that, if there's not much versatility in the album, it's gonna have a lot of repercussions for his following albums and projects in the future. One album can put a major dent in your brand and can even sometimes diminish your career. Like I said before, everything that Cench has done since 2020 has been leading up to this moment. He can't afford to put an album that isn't quality. I have two examples here, Jack Harlow and Ice Spice. Jack Harlow had so much hype and so much hits and big singles. Like he was on top of the world at one point. And then he brought out his album, Come Home the Kids Miss You, and look at what happened. Now it performed well numbers wise. I think it sold like 113k first week. And it got so much streams, yet it was received negatively. So much so that it put a dent on his brand because it just put a sour taste in people's mouths. Then he dropped another album after that which did significantly lower numbers than his previous album, and that tells you that people just checked out. No matter how good or bad the new album was, people checked out because of the previous album. Ice Spice is another example. She came with viral hit after viral hit, feature after feature. It seemed like, yo, maybe she really is the princess of rap. And then boom, she dropped that album and completely flopped. There was no quality in that album, no substance, the same flows, the same bars, the same beats, everything. And when she releases new music, they're not really going to tune in no more. Most people can't even stand her no more. Now, I'm not saying that this will happen to Central Cee to this degree, but a lot of people will be put off. This is what I believe Mimi meant when she made the tweet. It's not about, oh, he's got other hits too and singles and viral songs that came out before where he gets bare streams, so he'll be good. No, this isn't about whether he's gonna go broke or not. Central Cee will never go broke. This is about the quality of the album, which will then set the trajectory for more albums of his to come, based on this one's success. Do you get it? Because an album can sell 500,000 first week and still be a terrible album. So it's not about the numbers, but the actual album itself. So once again, I hope Cench can come with some real bars, some nice production, some good versatility, a good vibe on it, and just substance. We need substance from Cench. This isn't a mixtape or EP. This is an album, your debut album. It's got to have substance to it. Now, I know Cench can deliver, but I can't say that I'm a little worried. In a GQ interview, where asked about the creative process, Cench said this: it's not about wanting to be in a big room with loads of musicians, intellectual musical conversations, all that bullshit. Beats off my phone, no producer, with the mandem who really don't give a fuck about music. Yeah, that's what Central Cee said. All in all, I hope it's a good body of work, and by the end of the year, we can all say this is album of the year, or one of the best rap albums to come out this year. Now, I'm hoping we can all say that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Do you think Central Cee's album is going to be a good album, a mediocre album, or a bad album?